Good morning, my dear students. Class today we are going to start with theoretical chapter, that is computer overview. This chapter you have been studying from very junior classes, but in you can say small topics. Now all together it is gathered in your this chapter, that is computer system overview. In this we are going to study about in this we are going to study about the basic computer organization, type of software, mobile technology, and everything. Whatever you have done till now from class, you can say from class 4 to class 10, that we are going to study in this chapter. So, class introduction. Under the introduction, it has been given computer is divided into two parts, that is hardware and software. We all know hardware is that physical part of the computer that we can see or touch. That was the definition you are learning from very junior classes. And the software is the instruction and the programs that govern the working of the computer. For example, system software and the application software that we will study in this chapter. So class, let's start with computer, basic computer organization. Under that we all know there are the three units: input, output, and the CPU, that is the processing unit. And there is another part that is in use in computer, that is the memory and the storage unit. So this is the structure of the computer organization. Now talking about the input devices are used to enter the data into the computer. So that is the keyboard, mouse, magnetic ink character reader, optical mark reader, optical character reader, and the joystick. So these are some of the example of the input devices. Now you can read more about it. Now talking about there are three common input devices, that is keyboard, mouse, and microphone. Almost in all the computer these are available. Now your next topic is the output devices. Under the output devices, monitor, printer, scanner. Output devices are those devices which are used to show the result either in the form of soft copy or in the form of hard copy. So these are some of the examples. Now talking about the CPU. CPU includes ALU, CU, and the registers. You know about the arithmetic and logical unit. Under that all the operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, greater than, smaller than, greater than, equals to, computer perform all this with the help of this unit. Now talking about the CU. Now CU is control and guide the interpretation and flow and manipulation of all the data and information. Means whatever the information you will enter, CU will control that information and will provide the proper sequence of that instruction to the computer and carry out all the instructions stored in the computer. Whatever the instruction you will give, one by one it will work, or in parallel it will work. So in that way CPU works. So you read more about it, class. I will give you this data. Now talking about the register. Register are the new thing that you have not studied in junior classes. Register are the small units of the data holding places. CPU uses register temporarily, hold some important processing information during the time of processing take place. Means register are the part of the CPU which takes the instruction from the user, process it, and the CPU process it, and temporary for the meanwhile you can say the instructions are stored in this, and when CPU is ready to work with it with the instruction, it will take the instruction from the register and carry out all the processing. Next is the main memory, you know, RAM and the ROM, that is the primary memory. This is the internal memory of the computer, and the smallest unit of this is bit full form is binary digit. It is the elementary unit of the memory, means the smallest memory. These are all bits, 1 bit, 1 minute. These are the bits. Computer store information, you all know, in the form of 0 and 1. So these are single bit. These all are bit, binary digit, binary digit. Binary means binary. Binary works with 0 and 1. So, and the some one, there is a relation between all this memory units. So that is given in this table. 1 bit is the shortest one. 8 bit makes a 1 byte. One more thing was there, you might have studied 1 nibble. 1 nibble is equals to 4 bit. 4 bit, that is 1 nibble, half of the byte. After that, 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024 uh, byte, that is 2 to the power 10. Similarly, 1 megabyte is equals to this much kilobyte. 1 gigabyte is equals to this much. Terabyte, petabyte, exabyte and the zettabyte. So these are, we are here nowadays, we all know about the terabyte, but in supercomputers, in big computer, where big organization, people are using exabyte also, petabyte also, and the zettabyte also. So especially where the large memory unit is needed, there it is used. Now class, talking about the primary memory, types of primary memory, that is the RAM and the ROM. RAM are of two type, one is the dynamic, another is the static. So these are made up of transistors and the capacitors. If you open your computer and you see some capacitor and transistor, so that is the RAM part of it. Or you can say, when removable RAM is there in computer, then those RAM, if you will see properly, then you will come to know there are some transistors also. Transistor means the circuits, you will find some circuits in that, and capacitor, small, you can say cell type, you will see in those. So that is the, now dynamic, what dynamic work, dynamic have the great access time, and it keeps on deleting the data whenever it is not in need. And the static is that in which the data is stored for much longer time. So that is the thing. So you read this. Now read only memory. Read only memory is that part of the computer which whatever the information will be stored in this will be kept permanently, and it is, you can say that non-volatile. Non-volatile means you cannot change it, and you go through this information, and if any problem is there, you can ask. Now PROM, EPROM, EEPROM, flash EPROM, mask ROM, this all are the part of the ROM. Nowadays we all are working with flash ROM and the EEPROM maximum computers, in which the information is erasable, programmable. So these are the parts. Now talking about the storage unit, we have different storage unit: hard disk, CD, DVD, and pen drive. Hard disk is the secondary memory. All these are the secondary memory, but hard disks are of two type, internal and external. So it is also known as a cache memory. Cache memory that is detachable. So these are the things. So it is given about the hard disk, and here is the compact disk. Compact disk, that is CD, are of many type, like CD-ROM, CDR and CD rewritable. So different CDs are available in market for different purposes. If you want to have a CD in which you want to delete the data and again you want to store something in that, then you will use this compact disk rewritable. If you want only for the storage purpose, then you will use this recordable. So these type of CDs are available in market. Similarly, different DVD drives, DVD is also available. Only, you can say the only difference is the storage. It can hold more data than the CDs. And next is the flash drive. It is also a type of CD only, but it can store much more than the DVD. Similarly, blue disk array is also there. This is also a type of CD only, and you can say this in this the data is stored with the help of blue violet laser, so that's why it is named as Blu-ray. So this is the thing. Next is the system bus. This is very new for you people. In computer, the if you see the CPU inside, there are lot of cables used to connect one part of the CPU to another part of the CPU. There are different buses. These different buses are data bus, which carry the data from one part of the system to another part. Control bus, this bus is carrying the control instruction. If any messages, any input device want to connect with your computer, if you want to connect any input device to the computer, if you want to connect any hardware to the computer, then this control bus work with that. It send the information to the motherboard that one more device is there available. Similarly, memory address, to save the memory address, so for that address bus is there, and so on. So class, this is the thing. Now mobile organization system, that you have studied last year also. About the same you have studied about the touch, about the keyboard, about the display screen, communication processor, application processing unit. This was not there last year, but still very simple things are there. Graphical processing unit, and RAM, ROM is there in a mobile, you all know. Battery backup is there, battery management, charger is there, external storage we can have, camera unit we can have. So all these are the part of the mobile organization system. So talking about the mobile processor, mobile also there is a processor, and according to the processor only we have different type of mobiles. So it also having the its own softwares. It on, like Android mobile are having the different software, and the Mac mobile are having the different. Apple mobile, that is Mac mobiles, which in which you can say that different operating system is there, that is Macintosh. So class, you have to go through these topics. Communication processing unit, how it works, application processing unit, display subsystem, camera subsystem, memory system, memory, RAM is there, you all know, ROM is there, storage part is there, power management system. So class, you have to go through quickly through this. Now type of softwares. Under that there are two type of software, that is a system software and the application software. System software, if we talk about the operating system or language processor. In computer, when we purchase a computer, first of all we install the system software like Windows, like DOS, like Linux, Unix. All these are the system software which help us to interact with the computer, means it create the environment through which we can communicate with the computer. Now talking about operating system, primary goal of operating system is to make the computer system convenient to use, and secondary goal is to use the computer hardware in efficient manner. Operating system contain the control over the operating hardwares also, means if your operating system is good, it can easily manage your every hardware system that you have in your computer, that you want to attach to your computer. Now talking about the language processor, we are using different type of language in the computer that can translate the source code into the object code. This means source code means R code, and object code means the computer code. Because what we are having a high level language and computer is having a low level language, so computer need to have a translator, so language processor work for it. As in Python also I have explained that Python has its own compiler plus interpreter. In Python there are two, interpreter plus compiler. So similarly in C language there is a compiler, in Java there is a compiler, C++ there is a compiler. In HTML you can say that it has an interpreter. So source code means what we are writing, object code means what computer understands. So there we need a language processor, means language converter. So there are three: assembler, interpreter and compiler. Assembler is special language processor for assembly language only, but interpreter is a type of translator which convert line by line, and compiler is something, you can say, that translator which convert the whole program into computer language in one go. Now application software, when we install system software, we need to have some application software also, which will help you to work with, which will help in your different work. For example, I want to do painting, so I will install MS Paint. I want to have I want to work with a picture, so I can have different software which can edit the picture like Picasa. And suppose I want to work with a documentation, then MS Word is there, MS Excel is for calculation purpose, PowerPoint presentation, HTML, we need a notepad. Notepad is already there in with the operating system. Some accessories are available. So notepad, Internet Explorer is by default with the operating system. But you can have your own software also. Suppose Internet Explorer is there with your operating system, then you can have Google Chrome also. You have to install it, and you can have that also. Similarly, similarly different packages are there under the package. MS Office is a package, Tally is a package, Python is a package, Java is a package. So there are different packages that we can install together. So all this are there. Utility softwares are also there, customized software, some developer tools are there, so that we have to study. As I have told you about the packages, see, word processing, spreadsheet, and this all are the general application software that we can, desktop publishing software that we call a DTP. Under that Corel Draw, Photoshop and PageMaker is there. Similarly, word processing software and the spreadsheet, it is under the MS Office. Now, utility software. Utility software are those helpful software that ensure the smooth functioning of the computer. So, class simple many software we add up with the computer for backup of our computer, and you can say to remove the outdated files. And similarly there are different softwares which are already there, but we can install our own software so that we can get rid of the unnecessary thing in our computer, so that are utility. So some of the utilities: text editor, backup utility as I have told you, disk defragmenter, disk defragmenter, that is that will check your disk all the time whether in your computer extra data is there or not. If extra data is there or your disk is full, it will tell you your disk is full and you can delete your data. Now anti software is also a utility software. If viruses are there, you install it and you will get rid of the viruses. Now there is one more given: business softwares. Different business softwares are there, like Tally comes under this. Tally is a software which deals with the accounting purposes, and nowadays for every organization has its own software, like you can say in bus also you see the conductor is having his own device through which it can collect the he can exactly tell how much rent is there from one place to another place. Similarly in reservations, hotel reservation, bank reserve, railway reservation, air reservation, post office, everybody is having their own software. So these are the business softwares. So class, that's all. They have named some software in the under the Python softwares also. So these are some: numerical Pythons, scientific Python, Panda library. These are some packages and the softwares that you have to see. So class, you make a short notes. I will tell you, I will send you the question. You solve those questions only. No need to go with these topics. Every topic, the questions contain almost all the topics, so that you do. That's all class.